media, you guys know this already, but please have your phones on silent.
I see you.
Okay, wonderful.
The digital infrastructure in Africa and the development of such. Currently, from under 150 or somewhere between 150 and 200 megawatts of capacity across the whole continent, Africa today actually needs at least a gigawatt of capacity. And I think this is really the opportunity. We know that by 2030, 1 in 6 users of the internet will be African, and this is what's driving a lot of the demand. Our partnership and cooperation with DFC started a few years ago, and after signing a 300 million facility, the DFC has already supported us so far in building out our strategy and developing critical infrastructure in South Africa and in Kenya. It is my pleasure today to celebrate extending that partnership into developing similar hyperscale infrastructure in Ghana. In Ghana, we've secured a site. We've secured a site within the trade fair. This is a secure site within the city limits. We like the site because it is not only secure and well connected, it is very close to all the landing stations as well. We know from the internet stats that Ghana is becoming a hub for internet connectivity. We're seeing today that Ghana is using 20% of the region's internet, and that we believe is going to continue and going to continue to grow. So we're quite excited to be able to announce that we will be building that out in Ghana. So I think from my side, really, I think when you look around the room, you'll see some of the renders of what we'll be building and putting down. Currently, we are targeting to build 30 megawatts of capacity through multiple phases in Ghana. That's what we'll deliver. Initially, we will start with a 5 megawatt design, which is what you see on your screens. And we are finalizing all the design work for that, and hopefully we'll get started within the next 12 months. So we're really excited to be here and really excited to be celebrating the continued relationship and partnership in developing that. And welcome you all, and thank you for all being here and coming out to celebrate with us.
Yes.
All right. It's so great to be here. See so many people in the room, interest from the press, all of our partners, the government of Ghana, and especially to be up here with my colleagues, colleagues from Africa Data Centers and the great ambassador of the United States to Ghana. Look, I'm Scott Nathan. I'm the CEO of the Development Finance Corporation, which is the development finance institution of the United States government. We fund the private sector to make development impact in the over 100 countries that we work, where we work around the world. And I'm really thrilled to be here in Ghana today to talk about a full range of potential opportunities, but especially to celebrate our relationship with Africa Data Centers, celebrate the plans for opening a data center here, and really highlight all the impact that this investment, that this new data center can have. I'm really proud of DFC's work in this area. We have a relationship with Africa Data Centers that was just mentioned that is connected to a $300 million facility that's available for the build-out of data centers all over the continent. And today, to be able to celebrate the latest project where we're supporting the data center here in Ghana that will make an enormous difference, because safe, secure, open, trusted networks are the key to 21st century infrastructure. DFC is focused on helping communities through supporting their development, economic growth, opportunity for people, jobs. But really, there's very few areas that are more important for economic development than the kind of infrastructure necessary to connect to the world in the 21st century, digital infrastructure. And doing that in a way that's open and safe and secured, that respects people's privacy, that's reliable, that's the key. And that's why our relationship with ADC, with Africa Data Centers, is so key to our strategy. We've had success elsewhere, and now we're thrilled to be able to do it in Ghana. Ghana, this data center will not only be important for the provision of data services to Ghana, but it will also play a regional role. We were talking earlier with the team about the role that this data center will play in backing up other data centers, for example, in Nigeria, and helping extend data throughout the neighboring countries in a reliable and open and safe way. That's great for Ghana, that's great for the region, and that's great for the United States. President Biden has been a stalwart supporter of the idea of investing around the world in open and trusted, high-quality infrastructure, doing it with the private sector in a way that doesn't burden countries with debt, delivering projects that make commercial sense, that are sensitive to local conditions, that have high-quality environmental, labor, and social standards, that end up being financially sustainable and environmentally sustainable and respect the communities in which we work. That's why our relationship with Africa Data Centers is so important. It's the kind of thing that we want to be doing throughout Africa, here in Ghana, using our full suite of tools, whether it's loans, equity investments, risk insurance. These are the ways that we help mobilize more private capital to the private sector for that long-term sustainable form of development that comes through supporting business and supporting projects that provide economic opportunity and the critical infrastructure on which economic growth is based. So again, I want to congratulate Africa Data Centers for this investment, thank our colleagues at the embassy for their support, and thank our colleagues in the Ghanaian government for their support of this partnership and this important investment of the Africa Data Center project here in Ghana. I'm thrilled to be here and look forward to the next step as we move forward with this project. Thanks so much.
With the DFC team to demonstrate, I think, the U.S. commitment to Ghana's growth and Ghana's recovery from the tough times that they see themselves in. And this project with Africa Data Center, I think, is particular evidence of that. It's infrastructure in a key forward-looking sector, and as Scott said, will stimulate growth not just in Ghana but across West Africa and beyond even. They've asked me to talk a little bit about the U.S. government's commitment to digital modernization and investment, and I think I'm going to do like a congressional testimony. I've shared some of the list of things with our friends in the media, and I will only give highlights now. This is something that Vice President Harris talked about when she visited Ghana, and announced then that we would have a Digital Transformation Africa initiative, and we have agencies across the U.S. government working to support that. We want to improve access to agricultural and weather data. So USAID is supporting the use of ICT-based tools to help smallholder farmers manage their operations. There's some partnership with Google, an American company, to predict weather and prevent people from being subject to floods, but better able to process crops and avoid damage to harvest loss, that kind of thing. We want to streamline and digitize customs processes and business development services to improve revenue collection for the government of Ghana, reduce losses, and increase investment in high-value agricultural goods. And you had a conversation last night, I know, with Vice President of Ghana who talked about the work that Ghana has done to formalize the Ghanaian economy. And now that that hard work has been done, Ghana beginning to reap the rewards of that. I think it's very important. In August, as part of a U.S. trade delegation, we hosted 7 U.S. cybersecurity, technology, and service providers. And they met with local partners and government officials to help address cybersecurity threats in Ghana. So we hope that there's more business there, and the data center will only stimulate that. And these activities complement our capacity building assistance to entities throughout the government of Ghana on issues ranging from 5G security, and you talked about the importance of trusted and safe networks, to cyberspace and ransomware and telecommunications. So the expansion of the DFC programs here and Africa Data Centers partnership with DFC and your commitment to Ghana is another positive example of this engagement. And I want to thank DFC and the Africa Data Centers and really congratulate you and celebrate with you as we grow.
Thank you very much. We do plan to expand that from 5 megawatts to 30. That will be done in phases. That will be done in lockstep with the demand as we see it. As mentioned, Ghana is becoming a regional hub for data traffic and connectivity. So we expect that the demand will be there, and we'll continue to build that to meet that demand.
Right. So for the ordinary Ghanaian out there, how does he or she stand to benefit from this?
That's a good question. I think, I think from a Cassava Group Technologies perspective, which is our parent company, we have a vision to have a digitally connected future that leaves no African behind, and that really data centers are a critical part of that infrastructure for internet connectivity. Think of it really as data centers is where the cloud lives, and so when you house the cloud within the country, you have better performance because you have lower latency. So the average user is able to get better performance as they use that. You have faster internet, which of course enables and unlocks many things around economic activity, around also producing, helping people to be more connected and to be able to actually derive economic benefits from that as well.
Can I just add on that? I mean, first on the Like Africa data centers, an African business providing services to Africa are critical partners of the United States government and my institution, the Development Finance Corporation, because as the opportunities scale, we can scale our relationship. That was the idea behind the first 300 million. We're in discussions about expanding that so that we can support the growth to take what will be built here in Ghana from 5 megawatts up to a scale that can continue to grow along with the needs here and in the region. And really what it comes down to is providing the infrastructure of the 21st century. That's what's key for economic growth and opportunity for people to be connected to the world, the opportunities for business, for education, for freedom of expression. That's critical to be part of the 21st century infrastructure relationship funded by the United States government and DFC with a company like Africa Data Centers is just a key element of that.
What's the timeline for the project? Timelines.
Yeah.
When are you going to see the project commence?
So I believe that they're going to start once through all the approvals at the beginning of next year, but why don't you hit
That is correct. So we expect to start building in 2024. We are busy finalizing everything now, and all the design work. We will start in the earthworks and everything else in 2024. So that's when you expect to start
When are you
activity.
expecting it to complete?
We expect to, well, we typically build between 12 and 18 months, depending on where the demand is and how quickly we can get things into Ghana. We believe that's going to be straightforward, and we're working through all of that now.
But if it's critical to say, what does completion mean? This is a modular idea that can expand with the demand. So we're going to start with 5 megawatts. ADC will meet the market demand, but presumably Ghana, with economic growth and with increasing data demand from the people here, and as well in the region, this project will be able to grow in place in the area around it, and that's critical. The growth rate here, the demand for data, secure, open, trusted data networks is key, and doing projects that have that ability to scale with the growth and of demand is so important.
Tightening to work together with the telecommunications.
The centers, which really means they're very well connected. So all the telecom companies, all the fiber providers will be able to connect and terminate in our data center. This gives our customers the opportunity to use whichever provider that they prefer, and to switch providers whenever that is preferred, which I think enhances that connectivity and freedom of access.
That's the key when we talk about open infrastructure, open, safe.
So yes, it's effectively it's like the whole will be the office space. Everything else is pretty much
And there's meeting rooms and facilities. Correct.
Yes.
So this is another and this is the plan.
West African Central Bank is setting up their headquarters at
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,
and click on the bell for more updates.